What's up, everybody? It is JOSHTHEJSYSTEM here. Welcome back to more WWE Supercard. In the campaign, we're getting slowly but surely to the end. In our last timeout, we did knock out 3 rings, so we are currently on match 29. And as I said, the difficulty is spiking ever so slightly, even though in certain parts you're going to notice that there are some slights. The spike goes from a decent level to real high at certain spots, but we're going to try and face them head on. You will also remember in my last time out that we did have a few issues with our with the amount of cards I had in my bank, as far as how many cards I could pull off the draft board before I'd hit my limit. I am pleased to announce that I was able to knock that down just a little bit. The female cards actually got knocked back, helped knock that back just a tad bit. As I am gunning through this, which hopefully I will not hit any problems for the time being. Doesn't look like it. But as far as the female WrestleMania 42s are concerned, Izzy Dame is no longer part of the deck as far as our Immortal deck is concerned. And we will continue forward. As I've said, we're trying to hit as far as we can to claim Otis. Hopefully we can, and hopefully we will get more than just this done. As we continue forward, it's always one small step forward every victory we get, no matter how far it goes. As I try to navigate through campaign, I do know we are reaching that point, and it hasn't been seen yet. And though it hasn't, and there's one thing that has been seen at least, I'm going to add it now. Small moment. Too many. But, so no, we gotta do it there. Power game has to go there. So that's a major contributing factor to my wins/losses, is that I have to have for those of you who are not aware, you may be new coming to see the channel for the first time and be like, what's the deal with the number? What is it? That's in my loss counter in total for the month. I combine both when I go live, not only all my live streams and my matches are technically supposed to be coherent, but I go way off script at times. So if you're catching some of my videos, maybe you want to catch me live, you just, where to find me. Find me on Twitch. And so forth with that. I usually am streaming every day, so usually, unless something comes up or the weather plays an interesting part as to why I can't. But anyway. Okay, so next play we have to make is a power game. Not this time. This time we lay waste. And obviously I know that I'm very well aware that we are going to be hitting matches that are going to cause a whole lot of, for lack of a better term, a whole lot of frustration at times because of what they're doing as a whole. So I'm obviously aware that I'm trying as fast as I can to get through a campaign. More so because as I go, I know when those matches are coming, and that's when our slowdown period is coming. And I know that when we hit it, like right now, I'm not too concerned. I don't think right arrows I'm really too concerned with. Maybe for females, but not for the males because the male cards, I'm like an absolute beast because I actually have the Matt Hardy card prode. I have Sami Zayn's card prode, and actually Kane's card doesn't even make it into. Oh, I took a loss there. I did not expect that. Whatever the last match is, I have to make sure I play a stat booster. Second, we're just gonna change that to a 7. Okay. Okay. So I think that last match has to be toughness because there's no way. Okay. So everything else is pretty solid. So we're gonna swap that up. We're gonna put toughness in instead. We're gonna put you in instead. And we'll go from there. Because it can't be speed. If I lost because of speed, I have very many questions then. Right, the second match will be a speed match, because the third match will be toughness for the females. So as I said, like as we're going up the ladder, you're noticing that the losses are happening here and there, and it's causing me to have to shift my strategy just to tweak it ever so slightly. You're seeing that now. Wait. I'm also throwing that down. I'm slapping that down. There's no way you're convincing me not to. That's why I had a feeling about that. And I was like, do I trust that this is enough? And I'm like, no. The threshold has been crossed. Nothing was. Speed and charisma. Oh, okay, this should be majority of my cards' bread and butter. I wouldn't be shocked if I take. I didn't look at the cards that shows that are in the hand, but I'm almost positive that I can make a good guess that if I'm right, Sami Zayn's in this deck for this 7 matches. I'm not surprised by this. I'm also kind of disappointed that he's not. I shouldn't have played that one. I shouldn't have played that Ray because his charisma was way too high. And then again, better to be safe than sorry there. We continue forward, keep grabbing ourselves the brass ring and continuing our quest. Very pleasant today. He is very kind to us that we are doing well. Hopefully this ring will give us a card that we can grow that we only have 1 of, so I can sit here and go, oh good, we have 5 now, so now I can. Well, no, it won't give me 5, but it'll give me enough where I can sit here and go, oh good, now I can fortify it. At this stage, I want nothing but females. I'm not even gonna joke about it. I'm gonna be completely serious, and knowing that I need nothing but females right now would be the best thing that can happen. And if it's gonna give me male cards, I want it to be male cards that I have that's extremely crazy that's what's set that I have set up of. I want it to be the male cards that I need to pro, not ones that I've already pro, because then it's kind of it's just giving me another card in that situation. So if I were to be honest, I'd probably want maybe Ren. Ren is definitely on the list of who I'd want off the top of my head, just because she's one of the cards I know I have. Keep running the gauntlet. Kate is the toughness, because you just dominate toughness. No, I don't have to worry. I don't know what any other matches are, but I'm assuming one of them is power. That's what I figured. If I'm right on my next speed, that's not the one to use it on. Now we should be good though. Just as much as the difficulty is bouncing around here and there, so when you can figure out which match it is that it's happening on, you have a very good shot. Now we face Count Elon. I know I just butchered that, but I battle my fellow New Yorker. I'm gonna trust the double power because I need Quake for it. If the next match is power as well, okay, we can go Kyrie. What's the next match gonna be? And am I gonna regret every decision I've ever made? What possibly? Slammed. Priest is finished. Feels nothing. Oh, that hurt. That hurt on so many fronts. Okay. Well. At least it's a fortification 3, so. Huh. That's interesting. Is she already a... No. Oh, I guess I misinterpreted what it was. Okay. So let's clear our draft board before we do anything else. I can't do anything else until then. That's right. Just keep resetting that draft board. That's what we need. All right, I got to make sure I'm keeping an eye out for a normal Lexus King Inferno, or Inferno Ember. I recently pulled a what you would call a foil one. So now I gotta watch out for that. Let's finish this up. Yeah. So now we're journeying towards LA Night. Well, Asuka does have the better speed stat at the moment, which is good. Coming for you, Julius. I think the more scary thought is... Okay, that was unexpected. I was going to say the most scary thought was that my UFC guy was in there, Max, but the most scary thought is that it's apparently up and down arrows, and I don't have one for speed. Since you're both here, I need somebody who's a male up arrow who's good with speed. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. So no matter what, the second match will be. Let's repeat our actions from last time and make some magic. Let's see you beat this one. And even if it did, I still hadn't played my support, so... Priorities. Never let your opponents know what you're thinking, and never give the AI a chance to know. So I always leave it open. If there's a compatibility opportunity, do that. Then let's change the manager, then the support, momentum, and then if need be, then we'll do the super move as our last resort. Problem is now I'm leaving myself open for I'm gonna need support because 4,500 or 4.5 million really. Still not enough. What do we got for the finish? I didn't hit it the right way, but I still got the win. anyways. Not supposed to hit support on him, but it's fine. We got that win. Progress, my friends, progress. Just imagine all this work for Otis, and then in a few weeks there will be a new card for us to grind the ranks of campaign. You know what? Let's go with El Hio. I can go even lower than that. No. King Kong. You suffer the wrath of the dreaded 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom! This could be interesting. Yeah, never mind. The grind to the top is real. We're nearly halfway there. Come on. Let's not have any problems for the girls. I'm pretty certain Paige did something for no reason. Okay, let's do El Hio. I don't know why, it just felt like the right thing to do. If it's power again, I think I'm okay. It's not, but at the same time, it's toughness, which is already putting us at 4.3. Which I spoke on that because it's actually 4.4, 4.5. Let us see. I think that max should be okay to use. Boom. Yeah, keep on dreaming. Oh, he actually got one over. Key points, don't run your mouth. Okay, so we know we have to throw support down on that second match. I don't like baby twists. Well, first off, I already know what I can do to change my odds. Right off the bat, the answer is right in front of me. And I'm also harboring a near 400k boost for toughness. Obviously, the Immortals card could have came into play. Like I said, that's also another thing. Like the Immortals card, we're getting close to where I will be annulling the call out. Well, the shout out portion, which I will say what match it starts at, where the nullification happens. Where it's going to be where it's required now because it's in my deck to use. If I can get away with not using it, still okay, fine. But unless it's absolutely necessary to use, where there is no other alternative, I have to use the card. But obviously, I'm trying to make it where it should never have to come down to that because I don't think it ever will. Because I have a few Battle Pass cards that should handle the situation, and even then, I don't even think they should come into play. 2 together should be more than enough, unless my opponent just slaps me hard. Nope, we're good. If for whatever reason I'm making weird faces, it's because I am very much invested. Wrong match to play them because I thought that was going to be the match. Unfortunately, nope. Game said, no, wrong match. I could have played it. However, I didn't need it. Neither one of you crossed over 2 million, so that was already a dead giveaway that this was already included. But these two were perfect. And there's a probability I could make Max Holloway even stronger. Holloway, however you want to pronounce his name, if I'm mispronouncing. If I am mispronouncing names, for people that are outside of like the universe of WWE, it's okay to like comment and like tell me, but go about it in a kind way because obviously these are people that I'm unfamiliar with, so you know it's a situation where these are names that I'm not familiar with hearing. If I don't hear a name frequently enough, I'll mispronounce it so much. Like here's a prime example. El Hijo del Vikingo. I was mispronouncing it for the longest time until I kept listening. So I started listening to one of the AAA broadcasts where he was on the show, and I just kept listening to his match where they kept pronouncing the last part of his name. Like I understood that it was El Hijo del, but I kept thinking like I kept trying to say Viking or something to that effect. And once I finally heard it enough, it was like, oh, it's Vikingo. And I started laughing because then I started pronouncing it more correctly, and I was laughing because it's like, oh, I was just a little bit off. Well, that's not bad for a actually, all of that is not bad for a multitude of reasons. So first off, we have you, which we can just absolutely just make into an absolute beast of a card. for support. I don't know if the so there's that. Now we have to find truth, and not the one I just bypassed. See, now we have this. And that to go with. Oh, we have 21 slots available. Please. I'm not even mad about that. Just double checking to make sure that was the card. All right, so we are going to stop the video here. So we are officially at the halfway point. Match 42 is in the books. We have claimed that reward. Now is where things get interesting, because now this is where things are really going to start picking up, because you guys have been seeing how the difficulty is spiking slightly here and there, going up and down, up and down, up and down, where I can handle it. But what are we going to face going forward? I do not know. But we will handle that in the next part. So thank you to everybody who stopped by to watch. I do appreciate it. If you've been following along with the series and you are enjoying the content I am putting out here, you can leave a like, leave a comment. Don't forget to hit me on those Immortals callouts. Go back to the previous videos. See if you can call out the matches, and then like I've said, I'll go back and I'll check. And you'll get a shout out in the next video. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't already. This is Josh the J System signing out. Take care, everyone. Be good to each other, and have a good night.